Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and you are watching BZ Adventure. Today we're going to be looking at hosting our own version of the Wayback Machine. And one of the great reasons why we should be actively archiving particular websites is because things like to change so much over time. And this may be a bit of a niche subject, but I'm sure everyone could find a use for archiving something that they hold close to them out there on the internet. And it doesn't have to be just for that. It could be for legal reasons. It could be for capturing posts or articles that may be changed or removed over time. And another great feature about this Docker container is that you can actually trigger the Wayback Machine to do their own archive of whatever site you are requesting to archive to your self-hosted server. So, it's pretty simple to get started. I'm going to walk you through on all the steps on how to do it. Just one thing to keep in mind is that anything behind a user login screen cannot be archived, of course. So if you're looking to archive like a work intranet site or something along those lines, you would have to be authenticated and within that network in order to do what you want. But that's not recommended for legal reasons. Another thing I want to mention is that I have been playing around with Windows 98 again after I did the Windows XP video. So I've actually been looking at putting together a video for installing a Windows 98 virtual machine on Unraid. It's surprisingly a lot easier than I thought it would be. However, I am struggling with getting network drivers working as well as sound as well. But I did manage to get booted into the virtual machine and get it actually running just without network capabilities at this point in time. But it is something I'm looking into further. And again, it's feeding my nostalgia for the old, but probably a niche video, but nonetheless something I am working on. As well as I've ordered my first Mesh-tastic device. I 3D printed a case for it along with some buttons. And yeah, I'm just waiting for it to arrive. I'm going to get it put inside of here. And it's got a nice little antenna spot and screen view there, the place for the buttons here. And as soon as that gets delivered from Amazon, I'm gonna walk through my experience getting it set up for the first time. Just record some content. Why not? I'm sure somebody has some interest in it. As some of you may know, I am a licensed ham operator, so I do have about a half dozen ham radios kicking around that I take with me. Well, I take one with me when I go out. But I typically do carry a ham radio with me. If you're wondering what my call sign is, it is Victor Echo 7 Fox Charlie Alpha. And yeah, I'm typically on the VE7 RPT repeater. So if you're ever looking for me, you can more than likely find me there if you can't get a hold of me in the Discord server, because I do keep a radio going at all times. I'm also on the Salt Spring repeater as well. So if you're local to the Vancouver area, have access to a ham radio and you're licensed, of course. Yeah, we could always chat over ham radio if you like. Haven't joined any of the North American nets in quite a while. Seems like they're kind of dwindling out over time as the older generation is falling off. And the newer generation would just, rather hop on Discord or something, right? So anyways, yeah, let's jump into hosting our own version of the Wayback Machine called ArchiveBox. I'm going to walk you through all the steps getting it set up and show you how it works and what it does. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So before we get started, I just learned that about an hour ago at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time that Judge Frank Caprio has passed away. I've been watching his clips on YouTube for a number of years, as well as the Court TV show that he was involved in. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to his family and condolences. This is a huge loss for everyone who knew him or followed him on social media. But yeah, if you can, head on over to his Facebook page, which is still active. And share your condolences with the family. I'm sure they would appreciate it. But with that said, let's jump into the video. All right, so to get started, the first thing we need to do is create a share that the ArchiveBox is going to store its archive websites in. So to do that, we're heading over to our shares and we're going to add a new share. And I'm just going to name this ArchiveBox and click Add Share. And then from here, I'm going to set the primary storage to the cache drive for speed, and then the secondary storage to array so that our mover moves the folder, or sorry, the folder contents into the mechanical drives at the end of the night. So now that we have that done, if you want to make this accessible, that's your choice. If I need anything out of this folder, I will just use the Unraid dashboard to get into it. I don't really have a need to manually get access to the share folder, like as in like mounted as a network drive. But feel free to do that if you find necessary. From there, we're going to head on over to our apps tab. And we are going to search for ArchiveBox. And from there, we're just going to click install. Next, I'm just going to leave the port the way that it is. I have nothing conflicting with that. And then we need to set where our data is going to live. So for that, I'm just going to delete that and select ArchiveBox and then save. We're going to leave the public index to true. We're going to leave the public snapshot to true and the public ad view to false because this is not being internet faced. I'm just leaving this behind my network so that I am archiving sites that I want to archive and not what others want archived. This just prevents people from needlessly adding websites, possibly using up too much space or resources that we don't need taken up. This is a self-hosted project, but the nice thing about this Docker is that we can actually set it to trigger the Wayback Machine to take its own archive as well. And I'll show you how to do all that once we get it installed. So now that we have this all good to go, we're just going to select Apply. And it's going to go ahead and do its thing. So once this is all installed, we'll jump into the web UI and we'll get things all set up. All right, now that that is all done, we will jump over to the web UI. Now, before we do that, I am just going to head over to Docker. And I am going to check the logs before I jump into it, just to make sure that it is up and running, which doesn't look like it is yet. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it looks like we are ready to go. All right, so now that we have ArchiveBox fully up and running, we need to obviously get into the web UI. Now, if you want to set up a username and password, you're going to have to come back to your Docker container, and I've already opened up the edit feature here. And we're going to need to console in and run these two commands. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my containers and I'm going to open up console. I'm just going to paste in that command, su ArchiveBox. And from there, we then need to paste in this command here. Go. So open that back up, paste that in. So we need to set in a username. I'm just going to do admin. And then email address, I will put in my Outlook email address, and then a password. There we go. Exit out of this, close that, go back to our ArchiveBox, and we should be able to log in now. All right, so from here, we can add users and we can look at our snapshots and all that fun stuff. So if I want to add a website to track, I can just go ahead and put in the address, and we'll use my personal website as one that we can use. And then here we can set the depth, and 0 is just the URL that's front facing. Depth goes one link in. So if there's menus or links within the main page, it'll also archive that as well. And then here we have the archive methods. So for this, okay, so I just want to point this out. We have several here that we can use. And if we select archive org, then it should automatically archive to the Wayback Machine. So but first I'm just going to let this run normal. And here it's going to start adding the URL and indexing. And for right now, we don't have any snapshots. So let's go back over. Still no snapshots. Go back to the main page, nothing. Okay. So nothing's failed. Let's check the log. Nothing in there. Oh. Nope, nothing there. Go back to our snapshots. All right, we'll try adding another one. We'll do google.ca. And we'll leave that just regular. I'll enter a valid website. Oh, it doesn't like that. It likes the HTTP. Okay, so that one took. I'm not sure why the Van Net one didn't. We'll try that again. And I'm going to set a depth of 1. There we go. Okay. So right now, the Google snapshot is pending. And so we're just going to let this do its thing, and then once it's done, we'll jump back into it. All right. So we see that Google here has it has archived. Now, if I just hover over, oh, you can't really see it here. Let me move this. Oh, never mind. Can't do that. So here I've got a couple options. Oh, here, I'll just move the window. So here we have a couple options. So we've got PDF, screenshot, domain, wget, warc, readability, and Mercury, and then media. And then here we see that it was not archived to the Wayback Machine. But if we just click this guy here, we should get a image of what the homepage of google.ca looked like. We can go back. Now, if we wanted to actually see it, what the website looks like, here we can just click right into it. And as you can see, it is my domain, or my IP address. Now, for some reason, it is not archiving my personal website, but let's add another domain. And the one I'm going to go with is my YouTube channel. So let's do that. Okay. And then here we can select all the ones we want. I'm going to do all of them, including archive.org. Now, when I archive this, it's then going to start adding it to the archive, or the Wayback Machine's archive. So not only will it host on my server, but it'll also host on the Wayback Machine server as well. So I'm just going to remove my personal website. because it's clearly not doing anything. So I'm just going to delete that. And then we're just left with this guy here. So what it's doing right now is grabbing everything related to my YouTube channel specifically. So this could take a while, as I do have quite a bit of videos, as you know. I think I'm at 200 now. So yeah, we do see that it has started. So let's open that up. Yeah, just as expected, it started archiving it. So yeah, it's this can come in handy, but at the same time, it's also a little bit of a learning curve if you're not familiar with the Wayback Machine. But this is a great tool to use if you do want to archive any websites or media or news articles out there that you fear may disappear over time or be changed over time. You can set it up to snapshot multiple instances of it so that you can use it just like the Wayback Machine. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was a really cool Docker container, and one that allows us to interact with the Wayback Machine directly in the sense of asking not only your own archive box to archive whatever you're asking it to, but also have the Wayback Machine archive it as well. Now, like I was saying, the archive or the Wayback Machine does host it independently, separate from your server. So you don't need to worry about the Wayback Machine hitting your server for those files. We're just sending a command over to the Wayback Machine to say, hey, make sure you archive this particular website. And then from then on, it should start taking regular snapshots over time as it detects changes. But yeah, with all that said and done, I'm going to end the video here. Stay tuned for my Meshtastic video, which should be coming either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, with all that said and done, I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy, everyone.
So it learns information about me? Seems like an invasion of privacy.